And we're live. Our first, I guess, proper tennis stream. And we're doing Djokovic versus Zverev, the first quarterfinal. Well, I think it's the second one, isn't it? Because Dimitrov lost to Karatsev earlier on, which is a big surprise, like really big upset. Karatsev, so he's like an unseeded Russian player. So he's gone on like this ridiculous run where he beat Olga Aliassime, the 20th seed from Canada, like the young prospect, and in 5, and then he's just beaten Dimitrov early on. So that was a big upset because Dimitrov had beaten Thiem. So that's kind of like the biggest.
When of this game we play.
Correct. So to be honest with you, the winner of this has got a very good chance of making the final. Yeah.
I should have been a Team Djokovic semi, man.
Yeah, that would have been sick. Even a Team Zverev final, semi-final would have been good, to be fair. But yeah, Karatsev coming through in 4 sets. Dimitrov actually took the first set, but then lost the next 3. But yeah, like really, really big upset. And Serena won earlier on against Halep. So that's good. But yeah, I think. Okay, he's held. Okay, so Zverev needs to serve out the match now. But Zverev actually he broke him in the first game of the first set. Zverev. I'm just updating the scorecard. That's tennis. Sorry, that's cricket. I'm updating the score and also updating. I'm putting some news in as well. So let's just do that. Here you go. There you go. There you go, Venu. I'll give you a little update on the tennis.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So Serena beat Halep in straight sets early on. She was actually a breakdown in her second set, but she came back. I mean, she is one of the GOATs, isn't she? Like, ridiculous.
She's amazing. She's amazing what she does.
Unbelievable. I'm kind of hoping Zverev takes the first set here. What about you, Venu? Because if he takes it as well, then like I feel like it'll be a better match.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see. Zverev's really good to look at. His forehand, Venu, actually. He's got a very classic forehand.
I think.
Yeah, so watch it. It's very, very good. In terms of like the mechanics of it, it's very good. Like I was talking to Amit about it as well. He was saying a similar thing. So yeah, like really, really good mechanically, I think. Definitely check out for that. Interesting that he's gone for the sleeveless as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure
about Nadal look.
I'm not sure about that. Only Nadal can pull that off.
Yeah, I feel like you need to be a bit more built to have it. Like he's too skinny, isn't he?
Like if I did it, it wouldn't be a good look.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we went to Alicante and a few of us had it on, but you can tell that anyone who's got skinny arms, they're not gonna put it on. But let's say he's very confident. He seems like a pretty throwback player, Zverev. Like his hair and headband, chains and stuff. Like he's very throwback.
Yeah.
It's funny. A girl actually that I went to uni with. She was in the same maths classes as me, and she knows Zverev really well because the families are like best mates.
Oh, really?
Well, the parents are, sorry. And she was basically saying that Zverev, he has like since he was young, like he's basically grown up, and they've tried to form him into this tennis superstar. Like that's basically been like his path since the moment he was born. Like the parents wanted that to happen. And so he's almost like a machine in terms of like that's all he's been built for.
Like if we have children, whenever that happens, I would not force them to go down a particular route. I'm just sorry, that's bad parenting.
Yeah, maybe they. I mean, I don't know whether they forced him, but I think they definitely like pushed it. Whereas like Tsitsipas is a bit different because like they're very similar age, and I think his parents again like they are quite on it, but he also like studied and stuff as well. I think he's got education. He's quite cultured. I think Zverev is very much like, you know, he's just tennis, which I guess in a way you need to be. It's interesting though because most tennis players like Zverev and like Nadal, Federer, they've all come from privileged backgrounds. If you think about
Yeah.
it, but
Djokovic,
Djokovic hasn't. He's come from a poorer background, which is probably why he's got that street mentality a little bit, like the fighter in him, um, and why he's probably a little bit divisive as well at times.
Murray's quite privileged, wasn't he? Well, his mum was a
Um,
tennis coach.
his mom was a tennis coach. Yeah, I don't think he was like particularly well off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he wasn't like poor or anything. But yeah, I think Djokovic obviously came from a pretty underprivileged background, but he's made a really big name for himself. So I think I really have respect for him in that sense. Zverev struggling a little bit to take the set, isn't he?
It's hard. You've got to. Tennis is brutal. Like if he breaks it, I just think.
The thing is, you wouldn't expect any less though from Djokovic, would you, to make it hard? As probably the best returner in the game ever.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, actually, what do you think? Because I think you got Djokovic and Nadal.
Yeah.
Probably the best. Murray was pretty good as well. I wouldn't. Yeah, I like return of serve. What do you think? Who's your like? Who do you think is the best returner?
Murray was pretty good, wasn't he?
Murray, okay. Yeah, he was good. Well, this is a really crucial point, isn't it? Zverev needs to win this 40-30 down. Or doesn't want to get broken back, that's for sure.
Nice.
Oh, this is a grueling rally, isn't it? Flipping out.
Someone come up to the net. Come on, finish it off.
They're both scared to because it's out. Oh no.
Unlucky for on.
Did you say unlucky for Zon?
Unlucky. You wanted Zverev to win the set, didn't you?
Oh, the set. Yeah. I wanted him to win the set. Who do you want to win, actually?
I want Djokovic to win.
Oh, fine. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Because my gameplay is very similar to his.
Okay. I think last rally was 24 shots. Bloody hell! If we had a 24-shot rally, do you remember when we had that 10-shot rally and we thought it was like amazing, and then these guys like that's just like normal. Oh my god!
Don't worry, I'm sure when after lockdown we can get up to 15.
Yeah, we probably had like I don't think. Would you have ever had a 24-shot rally?
No,
Probably not. Maybe like 15, 16. Yeah, I don't know.
I think they need to come to net more. I think so. To come to net.
The issue with that is that Djokovic is one of the best passers in the game, like in terms of like passing someone at the net. So that's why people get a bit. But Raonic did it quite well in like in the second set, especially.
Come on. Bad approach shot.
He went for the glamour. He tried to clip the line.
He did it deep and then set up for the volley. What's wrong with this guy? He's going for glory.
Venu not impressed. Not impressed. Yeah, I think that approach shot was poor. Like he had so much time as well. Just need to.
Yeah, I agree.
He needs to put Djokovic under pressure here as well because he's just been broken. Oh, he's
lost it.
You know, it's funny at 3-2, I think, or 3-1. Zverev had only made one unforced error, and Djokovic had already made 8. But now, if you look at Zverev, like he's made. Yeah, and he's made crucial unforced errors at the wrong time.
Tennis is brutal, absolutely brutal. Like he was 2 points away from getting the set, and he's
now he has to serve to stay in it, and just to get to a tiebreak, which is just a lottery, right? A tiebreak.
Yeah, I'll be back. 1 sec.
No worries. Yeah, while Venu goes to get something. Apologies a little bit for the lighting. I don't think it's too great. I might have to next time go to a different position. Yeah, this has just been insane though. Like the tennis on the show at the moment, so those rallies, etc. as well. And Djokovic is just. And actually, for anyone watching, what do you think about Djokovic's injury? Because there's been a lot of talk around whether he's actually injured or not. or whether he's making it out to be a lot bigger than it actually is. And I think a lot of people are thinking that actually maybe he's putting on not a show, but maybe he's exaggerating a little bit as to what is actually happening. Let's add Roger Federer back to the stream. Roger, how are you doing?
I'm good. I just had a timeout. I had injuries, so I'm all good.
Good. I was just saying that. What did you think about? I was asking if anyone's watching. I think one person's watching at the moment. But for anyone who's watching,
One management will be happy about this. One viewer.
It's okay. It's only our first stream at 10:50 in the morning, so I'm not expecting too much, to be honest. I'm more expecting just to have fun with you and watch the tennis. Any comments are a bonus, I think. But yeah, I think I was saying, what do you think about the Djokovic saga with his injury? It doesn't look like he's particularly injured, does it?
No. Can you give me the lowdown on that? I'm not.
Yeah. So basically, what happened is not against Raonic. It was the match before. He basically complained about some type of pain, and at first I thought it was shoulder pain, but apparently after he said it was abdominal, and he'd won I think the first 2 sets. It was against Fritz, it was, and then Fritz came back and he won the next 2, but Djokovic won the deciding set. And I was thinking, okay, actually he probably is injured because 20 unforced errors by Djokovic already. 20. That's really. If he wins this set, he's a lucky bunny. Zverev has played the big points poorly. Then, if Djokovic wins this, anyway, great serve. Oh man, that's a beauty.
I used to do some of those.
Yeah, but I think So anyway, so what happened is he. So it looked like I personally thought actually, okay, he probably is injured, and you know what I'm like, always look at the bright side and give people the benefit of the doubt. And then after the match, he was like, actually, I don't think I'll be able to play potentially the rest of the tournament because my history with tears has been really bad in Grand Slam tournaments. Normally I can't continue. But then he played against Raonic and he didn't have any medical timeouts and he looked perfectly fine. And the media were asking him like, oh, can you give us more details on it? And apparently it's like an abdominal tear, but he didn't want to go into more detail. And I think he basically said, hi Ash, thanks for joining, listening along while doing an essay. Thanks for joining, and good luck with the essay. And he basically said, yeah, the abdominal tear, it's uncomfortable, but I'm on loads of pain meds, and you know what, I'm just going to have to try and battle through it, but I don't know what the long-term damage is going to be, etc. But then a bunch of ex-players have come out and said, if you've got an abdominal tear, you can't move properly, so you wouldn't be able to play. So Tim Henman came out and said it. I think Serena Williams' coach said it. Patrick, I can't pronounce his surname, Mochalugu or something. I've definitely butchered his name. And who else? And even I don't know if Nadal said this as a slight to Djokovic, but he said obviously if you've got an injury, you won't be able to win a slam because it'll hinder you. But I don't think they asked him specifically about Djokovic, but he said that as well. So, and a few other players have come out and said stuff. What do you think, Venu? What do you think? First of all, do you think he looks injured?
Not really. He looks alright. Why would Djokovic come out and say that?
So the reason why they're saying that he apparently in the past he's done it. So he used to have a history of pulling out matches when he was losing by feigning injury. He's definitely done it. I can tell you that. But obviously since then, so for the past 5-6 years he hasn't. But apparently he's had a history even in the past few years of saying oh, I'm injured, so that it gives the opponent this false sense of security to say, oh, actually he's a bit injured, so I might, I've got more of a chance, etc. And then next thing you know, he's doing the splits and they're not expecting it, so it's almost mind games a little bit. So they're basically saying that it's not cheating, but it's a bit, let's say, a bit sneaky. Potentially, and I don't know. I kind of at first I thought actually maybe he is injured, but now I think when you see him move in the way he does, and he's someone who needs to move very well, for his game to work really efficiently. So if he needs to move really well, then how can he be playing the way he is with an abdominal tear? But I think either way, I guess it's by the by a little bit. Zverev's done well there, though. Ash says, I reckon it's suspect, to be honest. Yeah, I think it is as well, a little bit. Ash, who are you supporting at the Australian Open? I'm a big Nadal fan, so that's partly why I want Zverev to win, because I feel like he'd have a better chance against Zverev Nadal than against Djokovic. Although, to be honest, Nadal's got a very tough match against Tsitsipas tomorrow, which he was actually my quarterfinal, yeah. So he was my left field option to win Tsitsipas, which I think would be. I think Amit was a bit surprised that I went with him, but I thought, you know, why not? And but I'm hoping Nadal does the job tomorrow, because it would be a lot better, I think, if he could play someone like Zverev in the final.
Who would Nadal play? Who would Nadal to Tsitsipas play in the semis?
So Nadal Tsitsipas. So whoever wins that will play the winner of Medvedev and Rublev.
Ooh.
So the clash of the Russians. Yeah, so that side of the draw is a lot tougher, I think, just because since Team lost, and then obviously now Dimitrov's lost, this side of the draw, the Djokovic-Zverev side, is a lot easier because Karatsev won't be expected to win. I mean, he could. He's in very good form, but you know, I mean, you'd back Djokovic or Zverev to beat him, right? So, yeah. Who was your pick before? Venu? Was it
You didn't really ask me the question, to be honest.
Oh well, who was it anyway? Did you have someone in mind that you thought would win before the tournament started?
Djokovic.
Yeah. What do you think now?
Still Djokovic.
Still Djokovic. Okay. Yeah. Ash says Nadal all the way for me, but yes, Tsitsipas is looking good. Rafa hasn't won since 2009. Yeah, he hasn't. It's weird because Australian Open is the only one that he's only won once, I think it is, or he's won it twice. Actually, I need to check that. He's won Wimbledon twice, I know, and he's won the US Open, I think, 4 or 5 times. I need to confirm this. Let me check. But yeah, for some reason, Australian Open is one that even though it's on the hard, yes, he's won it once. I was right. He's won the Australian Open once in 2009. He won Wimbledon twice in 2008, 2010. I'm not going to go into the French Open because he's won it so many times. And the US Open, he's won 4 times. Once in 2010, once in 2013, once in 2017, and once in 2019. So for some reason, like, he seems to play a lot better at the US than Australian. I know it's a slightly different hard court, but you'd expect him to do just as well, right? Like, you expect him to have maybe 2 Australians or even 3 if he's got 4 US Opens. So it's a weird one. But for some reason, the start of the season, he always seems to be a little bit niggly. But he was complaining about back issues, so he didn't play the ATP Cup for Spain before this tournament, but he's back. So Djokovic is playing. He's getting into his own venue here, isn't he?
Yeah, it's funny. He's a break up and there's tie break.
Yeah. What do you think of the forehands? Whose forehand do you prefer?
Let me get back
in
to
terms
you.
of just to look at.
Let me get back to you.
Okay, go back to me. Yeah, Ash as well, though. I guess on your point about Tsitsipas is looking very good, and he's a bit of a throwback because he tries to come to the net quite a lot, which Venu you'll love. So we'll see whether we do a little bit of some part of a stream maybe for the Nadal Tsitsipas match. I'll definitely be watching it. Oh, well done.
That's tennis for you right there. What I get.
That's quality by Zverev, man. Really, really good. Were you saying all to the get from Djokovic?
Yeah.
Ridiculous, right?
That's something I'll do.
Unbelievable. Oh man, Djokovic is it's even Stevens, right? I mean, 6-all. Let me update the scorecard. I keep on saying scorecard. It's not tennis. It's not cricket, sorry, even. It is tennis, it's not cricket.
It's a scorecard, isn't it? Or scoreboard, I don't know.
I think it's just a score. Update the score, yeah, for tennis. So Zverev here so he's 5-4 down, but he's on his serves. He's got 2 serves, so he needs to really come out of the 6-5. Sorry?
It's on serve, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on serve.
Because the roof, I think they have.
Yeah, I think they have. Because it's so late. So I think in Australia it must be like what's the time? In Australia it must be like midnight or something.
Huh?
It's very late in Australia at the moment.
Yeah, probably 9 or 10.
Um,
I bet they play a lot later for the European.
yeah, they do. So it's 10 o'clock in Canberra in Australia anyway. So it might be 10 or 11 there. So they'll be playing until like 1 a.m. probably, 2 a.m. for them, for their time.
Brilliant. I'll be like, what's going on here? Like, I know at Wimbledon they've got a curfew. Like Merton say that you can't play after like 10:30 or something. Merton Council, but I think it's a complex. It's quite next to the Melbourne Cricket Ground. I think it's quite a
it is. Yeah,
and see the cricket, and see the tennis. That's my aim.
That'd be great, wouldn't it? Imagine if you go there and you can see the Aussie Open, and then there's like a series going on for Australia. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
I wanted to go for Australia actually, but yeah, I hear New Zealand the people are a lot nicer. So for any Australian watching, I apologise, but apparently from people's experiences, the Kiwis are a bit more friendly than the Aussies in general.
You can tell that from the cricket team. The New Zealand team are a bunch of nice guys.
Yeah, it's true. I've worked with a couple of Kiwis and they seem very nice. And Ash goes, Merton Council, what an institution. Yeah, Merton Council is unfortunately not as big as the Melbourne institution in Australia, is it? But yeah, we do what we can do. For anyone who doesn't know, Venu, that's really loud. What is that?
I've got some snacks. Sorry.
Okay, can you do it away from the mic? It's bare loud. But yeah, so Merton Council, for anyone who doesn't know, in the UK, it's a borough, so it's similar to. I guess it's not really like Melbourne. It's like a smaller province of Melbourne.
District in Melbourne, like this will come under. We just don't know it.
Yeah, 6-all right in the tiebreak. Venu, who's your money on to win the tiebreaker?
I have no idea.
Or with a gun to your head, who are you going to pick?
Djokovic.
Okay. Or drop shot. Oh, get in there, go on. Put it away. Oh, no, wait. He's got that back? I thought he'd got that back, that smash. Djokovic, I was going to be like, that's ridiculous.
Wait, his first set point? What?
Yeah. What do you mean, what? Yeah.
He had 2 set points earlier.
No, he didn't. He didn't have set points then. Because he was 30-40 down, Venu.
Oh, yeah.
And then 15-40 down. So he got back to 30-40. Yeah, he never had the set point, unfortunately.
So
no, you're right. You're right, Venu. Set point 3, it says. You're right.
Yeah.
He did, I think.
I'm confused. You're confusing me, Fazan. So what is it then?
It's set point 3.
So
he's 7-6 up. So if he wins this point, he'll win the set.
I mean, where was his other 2 set points?
They were at 5-4, I think, like you were saying. Yeah, it was because it was a juice game, wasn't it? And then Djokovic got advantage and then broke him. So you're right, yeah. Oh no, second serve.
Come on.
You know, Zverev has had he gets the case of the yip sometimes. You know that with his second serve, and he serves a lot of doubles in a row. There's not many players on tour like that, but he's such a top player. I mean, he gets it, and so they asked him actually after the set. I'll tell you. Actually, it's quite a funny story. Big second serve. That's a big second serve. Yes, well done. Oh wow.
Damn it.
Wow. I tell you what, that is incredible mental fortitude from Zverev. Well, that's all I'm going to say. I mean, Venu, after having 2 set points, right, to come back like that.
Yeah, good.
Oh, that was incredible. I'm really impressed with Zverev actually in this first set, I have to say. But yeah, so basically they asked him, Venu, so you know who Cilic is, right? Man Cilic.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. So he so basically from what's it called? You know, basically the ATP, the head tour, they were doing what's the word? Like a Q&A. And they asked Zverev like, oh, what would you want from one of these players? So it was Cilic, Schwartzman, and Andreska, Bianca Andreska, and Zverev went, I would want your second serve, Cilic, because basically he said because I always get the yips, and like he's like, I'd even want your third, fourth, and fifth. Third, fourth, and fifth serve even because like it would be great to have. But basically because he's making a joke out of himself, like he's just laughing off, which is quite nice to see. Like he wasn't serious about it, and he knows it's an issue. And he's like, oh, if I could just have that, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, so I was like, I found that quite funny actually. He knows. Venu,
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave you for 2 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, you just talk about the second set. Talk to Ash. Ash is on here as well. Ask him some questions, and yeah, I'll be back maximum 5 minutes. Okay.
Bye. Just me on my own. So I'll manage. A big set to win, Zverev. Let's see how the second set goes. I reckon Djokovic will be. He'll be making sure he starts strong in the second set. Get an early break. That's what I'll do as Djokovic. Who do you think's going to win the match? You're back.
Yeah, I'm. Basically, I had a call, but they said they'll call me in 2 minutes. So when they call, I'll go, but I'll stay with you for now. Man. So Djokovic he's returning now. Have you noticed, Hawkeye? They've changed it a little bit. I think. Before they'd go they'd challenge it, but I don't know whether it's just because I never see them do it, but
it's automatic now. There's no line judges.
Oh, is it it's because of COVID, isn't it?
Yeah, no line judges. So it's pretty accurate stuff, right? So no line judges. To be
Apparently,
honest,
some of the players have been complaining about it. You know that?
Have they?
Because I think some of the calls it hasn't picked up the right ball.
Oh, really? Fair enough.
I
still think you've got to keep line judges, right?
Well, I like the original. Yeah, if COVID wasn't here, then I'd say keep the original line judges. And you have, I think it's 3 challenges per set.
Yeah, it was fine. Wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's good because also it's a bit tactical as well for the players. And some players actually they use it to waste a little bit of time, which is quite funny. Like if they're struggling, they'll just challenge something, even though they know it's in or out. So
the umpire can always overrule it, can't they?
100%. Yeah. Freya says it'll be interesting to see whether Zverev can keep the lead. US Open final, he was 2 sets up and lost, so we shall see if he can do it this time. Yeah, it will. I think he's got the lead, 1-0 lead now. It's going to be hard for him to take the second, I think, but Djokovic doesn't look 100%, does he?
I'm not sure. Yeah, he looks all right.
But it was a tight first set, right? So I think
He should close it off, to be honest. But
no, I agree. I think as long as Zverev doesn't get the yips,
2 break points. Djokovic has to break early here. He has to.
Yeah, this could be this could be the second set pretty much over unless Zverev will have to go big right on the return game. I always find it's quite hard unless you break back straight away for players to suddenly break back later if they've been broken so early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, I think Zverev for sure. I think he's someone who is more of a mental player. I feel like it's out. He's been broken straight away.
Well, that's ridiculous. You just won the set and you can't even win your first service game. That's
Fendi.
Shocking.
Oh.
I'll be fuming. Well, Zverev, I'll be fuming.
With himself, you mean?
Yeah. But he needs to let it go now. Djokovic is like, yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah, he is like, yeah, thanks, mate. But I think for sure, mentally, it's the biggest thing, isn't it, in tennis? Is the mental aspect of it.
I think tennis, half is mental. Most of it's mental.
Yeah. Yeah, for instance, I think it's all mental as Zverev and make sure he keeps his serve intact. Yeah, 100%. I think it's all to do with his serve, how making sure that he doesn't serve any doubles. And he's got a huge serve, right? It's probably one of the best serves on tour when it's firing, and it seems to be firing more often than not as of late. But
Yeah,
unfortunately, obviously, just been broken here. But it wasn't a lack of bad serving; it was just poor shots and unforced errors, I think, from him. So for him, though, he's got all the tools that he could want to win a Grand Slam.
yeah.
Um, but he just needs to piece it together, I think, and be on a run. So, and it's hard with like we talk about it all the time, but the big three, like it's hard to win a Grand Slam in this era. But
Oh,
what a shot
thanks.
by Djokovic! Unbelievable.
Wait, he's
Like
Goran. Who's
topspin.
Kobe? Who's
Goran Ivanisevic.
who? Zverev or Djokovic?
Um, hold on, it's for Zverev. No, it is for Djokovic.
Is it?
Djokovic. Yeah, I think so.
What a shot on the line. Happy days.
He's been coached for a few people, I think. Yeah, I think he's coach. Yeah, he's coaching Djokovic.
Oh, that's good.
Zverev was being coached by David Ferrer. Okay, Venu, I'm gonna go. Okay, so just take it for a little bit.
All right, yeah. Hi everyone. Yeah, a massive break there from Djokovic. Looks like he's going to take the second set. Thing is, if Djokovic wins the second set, I can see him easily winning the next two after that, because Zverev might fold. So we'll see. But it'd be interesting. I don't think he'll go to 5 sets now, but we'll see if Djokovic gets his set. Good serving, Djokovic. Easy. A 40 love game. I forgot how you what that. I forgot what you call it when you win every point in the game. I don't know what it's called, but he just did that, Djokovic. Easy. Break and win every point on your service game. And yeah, if I was Zverev, I'd be fuming. But he needs to sort it out now. He needs to win this service game. I bet this is a fault. I bet this is no, it's not. I think he's lost it. Zverev has lost it. He needs some good first serves here. He just needs to win this. Just needs to win a game in the second set. Ridiculous from Djokovic. Oh, that's a poor volley. Should have done better. He's lost it. Zverev's lost it. If he two breaks the serves down, there's no way he's coming back from the second set. No way. Quite a nice rally here. Oh, that's a good backhand winner. Just what he needed. That's a lovely backhand winner. Oh, on the line. Nice and deep. And round of applause from Djokovic, because he couldn't have done much. Struggling to get his first serves in Zverev this game. Nice slice. Look, it was a good tactic. Oh, didn't work from Djokovic that time. Not sure what he's trying to do there, to be honest. Two good backhands from Zverev. And he's 30-all. Big point coming here. Oh, that's a nice serve out wide. But just shows how good Djokovic is as a returner. Oh, that's long. Oh, that's a tough volley. That was a tough volley. Break point from Djokovic. Djokovic has won 2 out of 2 break points. Interesting. Let's see if he can make it 3 out of 3. We shall see. Nice. The turn is ridiculous. Djokovic retrieval is one of the best in the game. Look at that. Oh! Finish it. What a point from Djokovic. He's 3-0 up now. 2 breaks of serve up. And it's basically a matter of when he's going to win this set to go 1-1 up in the quarterfinal. Not 1-1 up, level 1-1. I think he's going to win the next 3 now. Zverev's folded. He's folded. It's so vital. You know? He won that first set.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Vizar's back. Tell a friend.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in, by the way. I see we've actually got quite a few people watching.
How many have we got? What, 2?
We've got 4. Double that.
That is great. That's fantastic.
No, seriously, I know you're being sarcastic, but I'm being serious.
That is brilliant.
For a first proper stream at 11 a.m. on a work day, I'm pretty happy with that. So I'll take it. You got to start somewhere. Yeah, of course. Yeah, for a stream, because people watch this stuff after as well, which is good. Otherwise, yeah, it might be a bit of a struggle. Otherwise, we're like streaming and it's like 4 people watch. No. It's normally what happens is people dive in and out as well. So like I can see the number of people watching, and it went to like 5. It will go to like 1, then like it fluctuates. But yeah, it's quite cool. But guys, thank you very much for tuning in. The 4 people that are tuning in currently, and far away with the questions. I mean, Djokovic is in control here. He's broken twice, 3-0 up.
It just shows how crucial it is. You win the set, you've got to win your first service game. Because I think mentally, because I think mentally, and when I play, like if you win a set, it's really hard to kind of like keep the intensity up for the second set. And I think
100%.
Djokovic is really good at bouncing back. You just know he's just going to bounce back straight away in the second set, and that's just what he's done. He's going to win this 1-1, and I won't be surprised. I was telling the viewers when you were away that Djokovic will potentially win the next 3 sets because Zverev will fold. You just think, what do I do?
Well, this is where Zverev needs to be mentally strong, because really this set is pretty much gone, right? I mean, when you're 2 breaks down, I mean, of course, it's never over till it's over. He could potentially break back, but I think Djokovic holds here and he goes 4-love up. Then Zverev needs to start thinking about preparing for the next set and like mentally prepping himself to say, like, I've got to hold straight away and make sure that I don't get broken. Fitzy, thank you very much for joining. Zverev's clobber is abysmal. Do you guys think he wore some proper gear? He might be a better player. So he's not a fan of the sleeveless top and the chains and the headband. But Venu, what about you? Are you a fan?
Yeah, no, to be honest, I'm not going to have a go at what he wears, but
No. But what's your preference? What's your preference? As in, would you wear that? It's not about having a go at him, but like
I made that clear earlier on. I would not wear that.
Too skinny to wear it. Yeah, I think What
Yeah.
do you think if he wore more normal clothes, he'd play better? I think is the
How
joke
do I
that
answer
he's
it? You ask him, mate. Only he knows the answer to that. What's the point talking about it?
He's just joking about Venu. That's why you take it too seriously. Yeah, I think I don't know. I mean, maybe the chains aren't helping. They might be weighing him down with his serve on his second serve. He could be potentially serving double into the net because it's too heavy. No, I'm just joking. I don't. Yeah, I mean, I think it's funny. I was saying to Venu, he's a bit throwback, isn't he, with like his headband, his haircut and stuff. But I don't know. I think more than maybe his clothing is his mentality, man. Like he's just.
That's
I
what
feel like
it is.
he blows too hot and cold, and in tennis, like it's so hard to do that. He reached the final, right?
You see that?
Yeah, unbelievable serve. Second serve as well.
Second serve
Second
ace.
serve ace down the tee on the juice side, like quality, man. And the shape he gets, like his serve is beautiful. Like
But
if
you're
I
right.
had top three serves in the game right now, like his would be one in terms of like how good
Really?
it is when it's hot. The
Not
problem
for
is though is that he serves too many doubles in certain games. But how good it is, as in terms of as a weapon, it's incredible.
Kyrgios serves ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, his Kyrgios serve is very good as well. His is very rhythmic as well, actually.
Who knocked out Kyrgios?
Team in 5, remember?
I mean, team lost the game after.
Yeah, he lost the straight sets to Dimitrov. I really wanted to see Kyrgios go. I love team, but I was hoping he was going to win because with the Australian crowd, although to be fair, after that match there were no crowds, but at home as well, I think it just would have been nice to see how far he could go in a tournament. And it's just a shame that he met someone like Team so early doors. I mean, he faced Umber, who's a seed. He's seeded, right? And Kyrgios isn't in the first round, and he had a 5-setter with him. So he had a tough run as it is, but yeah, I mean he's a talent and a half. So Zverev has actually managed to hold one service game at least, which is good to know. So at least he can take that. But I think Venu, you're talking about the how basically going into the second set after winning the first, you have to keep your level up, and I think for him, it's a question of like you need to keep the momentum going, don't you? Like that's what it is because he had the momentum after winning that tiebreak. He's on a bit of a high, so then you need to go into the second set thinking, well, actually, I need to take this momentum into it, and he should have been thinking. I'm sure he was that like I need to hold straight away. But a couple of really bad unforced errors, especially on the forehand side. Like his forehand mechanically looks very good, but sometimes I think he kind of his technique falls a little bit. So yeah, and for instance, I think Kyrgios is very hot and cold. With him, it's very mental as well. If he had a coach and focus, he would be insane. Yeah, I've said all along, if he had a coach, oh my gosh, like imagine, Benny, what do you think? If he had a coach, like surely he'd be insane.
I reckon Mario will coach him. Give it a couple of
Oh,
years.
you know what? Can I say something? That is a really good shout, Benny. If Murray retired, right, I reckon he would be a great coach for Kyrgios.
Yeah.
Even though he would be fantastic because they get on really well and they've clearly got some type of affinity with each other as well. Like I think, but Kyrgios is not that young though anymore. I think he's our age or a bit older, which is still very young, of course. But
tonight, yeah, he's maybe born 95.
I think. Let me have a look. He is
95. Feb 95.
Okay, yeah. So he's 25. Okay, so he's younger than us, really. Yeah, I think he's got quite a few years left in him. Like, I really want to see him do something special and win a slam. I don't know. We'll see. And for it's sad to hear you might not play any more Grand Slams this year. So yeah, I was talking to my sister about this, and basically, apparently, so his mum's really ill. Like she's got like a terminal illness.
Kyrgios.
So she doesn't come to any of the matches. So he spends a lot of time with her, like in the hospital and stuff. And that's why like he doesn't like traveling a lot at the moment because of COVID, because obviously he has to be in quarantine and like spend a lot of time away from her. So he said he might not actually play any more of the Grand Slams, which would be, oh mate, that would be quality, right? Like it would be It would be great if he could play the other slams, but we'll see. I hope he does. But you can kind of understand, right? If a parent's like terminally ill, like you want to spend as much time with them as possible. So I can see his point. So for instance, Murray has said he would coach him. He's mentored him quite a lot. Yeah, he has. Like as I said, they're mates, aren't they? They have a good laugh. I think Murray really likes Kyrgios, which is funny, right? Because Murray is really good friends with Djokovic as well.
Yeah.
Djokovic and Kyrgios have this back and forth. Did you see Kyrgios? He played doubles with Kakasinekas. Oh my god, I can't pronounce his name. Anyway, so he won the doubles and he imitated Djokovic's celebration, like just to take the mick basically. And then they asked him about it, and he said, "Yeah, I really don't like him." And basically, there's this back and forth. Like, it's just ridiculous. I really wanted them to play each other because I think it would be hilarious to see. Like, I just think it would be fireworks, right? Like, there would be no love lost between the two. Like, they wouldn't respect each other, and it'd be like it's a proper rivalry. But Kyrgios needs to be more consistent, I think, obviously, to play more against someone like Djokovic. Fitzy says 4578 says, would you guys say Kyrgios is the biggest draw in tennis right now, more so than the top three or any other top player? In fact, ooh, what do you think, Venu? What's your
I'm confused. What does biggest draw mean?
biggest draw? Is in the most eyes on him, like most people talking about him. Yeah, box office. Like, for example, if he's playing, more people would potentially tune in to watch him play than someone else.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say he's if I had a choice between all the tennis players, I would want to watch a Kyrgios match just because he's fun to watch. And
He is, isn't he?
He is. He's fun to watch, and
he's frustrating to watch at times as well. But he's like watching Pakistan play cricket. He's fantastic at some points, and he's like incredible, and he's got all the talent in the world. But then sometimes he just makes terrible choices, and like he played like he tried to play a through the leg shot, like I think 3 or 4 times in that team match when like he really didn't need to play it, and he hit it into the base of the net. And I was just like, as someone who plays tennis, even at the level that we play at, which is like it's an okay level at kind of club level, you just think, what the hell are you doing? But he's just so talented that like if it comes off, like all you can say is wow. But he played this shot Venu where basically he'd overrun.
Yeah.
So he couldn't play a backhand or forehand, and what he put his racket behind his back, right? And he played it, and he managed to get the ball back. It was unbelievable, and he won the point. I was like, this is actually ridiculous. Like, as he won the point from there after that, I was like, what the hell? Like, the dude just has so much talent. He just needs to really hone it, I think. And I agree. I think he's a massive draw. I loved watching him. I watched all 3 of his matches actually in Australia. So I've watched him more than even Nadal, who's my favorite player. So
it's funny. Like, I think as you coach, I think Kyrgios plays when he does a bit of showboating and that and stuff like that. He's got a confidence player, isn't he?
Yeah, I think 100%. Like,
I would say as his coach, like, you've got to stop doing that, mate. I don't think that would help him. But no, he's. I think he is the biggest draw in tennis. That's for sure.
I think like those types of things that he does makes him a huge draw, and it makes him what he is. But I think as a coach, you can maybe be a bit more selective. And if you have a coach and they drill you to play shots at certain times, and like for example, that through the leg shot, like he could probably practice that in training. I doubt he practices it in training. I bet he hardly ever plays it. And I don't think he even trains that much anyway. Like he said, like, oh, I hardly train anyway. So like, just imagine how good he'd be. Like he's rubbing shoulders with the best when he's not fulfilling his potential.
He's not.
What are you saying?
He's not fulfilling his potential, is he? You're right.
But then you know what? It kind of makes me think that in sport, in most sports, like there's a lot of players that have immense talent, but it's more to do with the mentality and like hard work as well. I think Kyrgios has that mentality at times. The hard work aspect, I think he does work hard, but maybe not as much as someone like a Nadal. But he's a lot more talented than someone like a Nadal, to be honest with you. I think he's probably the most talented on tour. Personally, I think he's that talented. There's a lot of players obviously on tour that are talented, but I think he's fantastic. I really do. Djokovic here 7 for the set. I mean, surely he's just going to wrap this up and let's just get on to set 3, man. That's what I'm talking about, because Zverev looks like he's conceded the set, which I think is fair enough.
Do you think tennis players do that? Concede sets? Think, 2 breaks down. What's the point fighting back and wasting my energy and focus on winning the next set?
So I don't think necessarily they concede it, but what they'll do is, like, for example, on the return games, they'll go quite big. So, like, rather than like getting into a grueling rally, they'll take bigger risks, because they'll just think, well, it's high risk, high reward. Like, I may as well just go for my shots, and if I get a break, then fantastic. But if not, then it's not the end of the world, because I'm already 5-2 down and 2 breaks down, right? So I don't think he's thinking to himself. He won't want to get drawn into really long rallies, because he wants to keep some in the tank for the 3rd set. But, like, also it's little battles as well. Like, at the moment he's 30 love up in this on the return game. So in his mind, mentally, he's trying to plant seeds, Djokovic as well, probably. Like, you know what? I'm coming. Like, okay, you're in front in this set, but I'm still, I'm still here. Like that forehand was quality in. Oh man, round. If you're gonna run around a backhand, that's how you hit your forehand, right? Unbelievable one down the line. Incredible, Zverev. Unbelievable. Well, what do you think actually about the forehands then? Have you made your mind up about who's you prefer to watch?
I like Zverev's is better.
Yeah, I think Djokovic's backhand's better, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Zverev's forehand.
But nothing beats a one-hander, let's be honest.
You know what? It's interesting. I think maybe because I've got two-hander, I've got more of an appreciation for it. But I think the two-hander, just the flair that it has with it, the one-hander, sorry, the flair it has with it is incredible, isn't it? I mean, when you see someone like Team just banging off the one-hander, it's just ridiculous. Like, he hits it so hard as well. Wawrinka as well. I think Gasquet, his one-hander is so nice.
Yeah, I agree.
It is incredible. Yeah. And
Schreiber,
Federer as well.
Kohlschreiber, I think.
Kohlschreiber. Yep. Well, this is an interesting one. Can you talk about Karatsev? He's come out of nowhere and into the semi-final, beating names like Dimitrov and Schwartzman. Yeah, unseeded Russian player. He beat Felix. Huh?
I don't know what he looks like, Azam.
Yeah, so when you say that he's come out of nowhere, for Venu, he's literally come out of nowhere, but he's never seen him before. I've heard about him. I knew that he was in the draw. I don't know a lot about him, to be fair. Like, I just know that he's a decent player. But yeah, he was unseeded. Before I come onto this, Djokovic has got a set point, 40-30 up, and serves an ace down the tee on the ad side. Good shape away from the right-hander. Seals that set 6-2, and we're in to a third. So one set all.
I know what he looks like now.
Yeah. So anyway, so in terms of how well he's done, I mean, he's done incredibly well. He's really overperformed, I'd say. I wouldn't have expected him to get past, maybe even because he faced Felix Auger-Aliassime, who was my dark horse. I was expecting him to maybe get to the second week. He did really well. He beat Shapovalov, but Shapovalov even. And since then, though, unfortunately, he fell to Karatsev in 5. And Karatsev was 2 sets to love down, I think, in that, and came through in 5. And similarly, I mean, to beat Schwartzman in straight sets, I mean, Schwartzman on hard courts is probably not his ideal surface. He's better on clay, but that's still a really impressive win. So he's beaten the 20th seed, the 8th seed in Schwartzman. I think Dimitrov was the 13th or 15th seed. And Dimitrov obviously had just come through beating Team in straight sets, so he's on a high. So to then beat Dimitrov in 4 sets after being a set down, I mean, he shows great mettle. And the Russian tennis was pretty good for the men's. I mean, they've got Medvedev and Rublev in the quarters, and now Karatsev is in the semi-final. So, sorry? Yeah, go for it.
It's his Grand Slam debut at 21-20. This is his Grand Slam debut, and he's in the semis. Can you believe it?
Can you imagine if he won it? That'd be incredible, right?
That would be.
It's like Boris Becker winning Wimbledon when he was like 17 on his debut. Unbelievable, man.
And it's his Grand Slam debut. And like before, like he's been absent for the last 4 Australian Opens, and he, in other Grand Slams, he's been absent for quite a lot of them. And his last French Open, he only could make the 3rd qualifying draw. So yeah, I think he's.
What a story, right? What a story, though. Venu, it shows that it's never too late never too late to play tennis or cricket at a high level.
Yeah,
You can
definitely.
just
Seeing Federer going at it, I can still do it. And don't worry, I haven't given up. I'm working my fitness this lockdown. So
Venu's going to be whipping out that one hander and doing a Karatsev at the next Wimbledon. And yeah, Karatsev though, just to finish up, fantastic, unbelievable, like what he's done, for sure. But Fitzy says the lack of crowd helping Djokovic here. I can imagine the atmosphere would have been intense after Zverev went one up. I don't actually think so. I actually think that Djokovic. So in Australia, he's loved by the Australians, Djokovic, because he's like it's pretty much his home. It's like Wimbledon to Federer is like the Australian Open is to Djokovic. Like it's basically just their home, and Djokovic has won the Australian Open so many times, and it's his favorite Grand Slam, I think, in terms of like winning anyway. And yeah, so I think the crowd love him there. So actually, I don't think it's probably helping Zverev slightly because I think the crowd would have been against him. Although some players they actually prefer it, even if the crowd's against them. Like Team, for example, he knew the crowd was against him against Kyrgios, but he said I would actually I don't mind. Like I'd prefer it to be a crowd against me rather than no crowd at all. So I think it just depends player to player. But I think Djokovic personally probably wouldn't have minded either way. He seems like someone who's quite tuned in. He does feed off the crowd sometimes to GM up. So maybe that's what Fitzy's saying as well. But he seems to have obviously come through okay in the second set. So I just think he's so professional and such an incredible player. Like I don't think it would matter that much. What do you think, Venu?
yeah, I think Australia, the Open is like second home for Djokovic. So I don't think it would have been a lack of crowd would help Djokovic. I think it's more of a hindrance really, but I think Djokovic is doing well here, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. Usher says, "Come on, Djokovic," which he then corrects to Djokovic, and says, "Loving the new logo and thumbnail for this too. Thank you." Logo I cannot take credit for, so I can't Mo, but one of my friends, Mohammed, did it for me. The banner and also the logo. So I'm really happy. I need to update the live part of this display actually for the next stream we do. But yeah, I'm happy with it. It looks good. So give me your feedback, guys. If you've seen the old logo and the new one, let me know what you think. And also the banner on YouTube as well. I thought it was really good, but it's good to get people's feedback as well. Freya, what do we think about Berrettini pulling out after doing so well to get to week 2? He didn't even get on the court. Well, my sister said, Venny, that so he's dating one of the other tennis players, Aya Tomljanovic, and Aya Tomljanovic. You probably don't know who she is. She just lost yesterday, so she lost in the last 16 or quarters. No, it would have been last 16, and she was saying, "Oh, maybe it's because she wants to spend more time with him because they're always away from each other," like as a joke. But yeah, I think he was just injured. Apparently, I mean, Nadal let it slip in his press conference, and no one knew about it. So Nadal was like, "Oh yeah, is because Tsitsipas is his next opponent." Nadal was like, "Oh, is the Tsitsipas game going ahead? I thought Berrettini's injured," and the media hadn't been alerted yet. And he's like, "Oh, okay, sorry, let it slip." But yeah, I mean, apparently he was injured. So I mean, if he's injured, he's injured. It's a bit of a shame because, like, obviously it's a chance to get to a quarterfinal of a Grand Slam, but as I guess Nadal saying and all the ex-players are saying, the reason why they think Djokovic is feigning it is because if you do have an injury, like you just can't play at a high level. So I guess he just didn't want to risk it, and there's 3 more Grand Slams left for the rest of the year, so he probably doesn't want to risk having long-term damage where it keeps him out for a long time. Would be my opinion on it. When on that, Zverev has held his first service game. Djokovic pinging a backhand and netting a backhand, trying to go down the line, which unfortunately didn't pay off. And Zverev is off the mark, which is probably a good sign for him because he really struggled in that second set for sure. So I think How do you see this third set going? Djokovic all the way, Venu?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I think Djokovic is definitely the favourite now to go on and win this, but you never know. You never know. I'm hoping for a 5-set thriller. I think we'll do. I don't want to do too much longer, as I probably should work as well. So let's maybe do until 12, and then I'll come off. Is that okay, Venu?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. If you want to stay on, you can. I know that you prefer not to do it on your one by yourself, but if you do, then feel free to as well. But you can decide.
I'll leave when you leave, mate.
I don't want to be alone. Oh, I love the into-out forehand. I don't know. I just love the shot. What a winner as well by Zverev.
It just shows how well they move. Like, it's ridiculous.
Because when we play, right, like you can only really run round a backhand if someone's like it's more of a loopy like ground stroke that you can get round. But I think like with these guys, they move so well that they can move round their backhand so easily. For Zverev looking so much more focused. Yeah, 100%. I think he in the start of this set, he looks on it. Hasn't committed many unforced errors. It's early days in this third set, but he looks sharp for sure. What do you think of Djokovic's attire, Venu? I don't know whether I love it or I hate it.
Oh, I really like it.
You like the green?
I like green. I like green, to be honest. So I like it.
It's like a mint green, isn't it?
Yeah, it's yeah. I do like the color. It's nice.
Do you know what it reminds me of? It's like that toothpaste green. What's that toothpaste that's green? Is it? No, it's not Aquafresh. It's I've forgotten. But anyway, it's one of the toothpaste. It reminds me of that. Fitzy said, "Oh, Venu, you'll love this. Are there any cricket players that you think would make good tennis players, and vice versa?"
I know AB de Villiers, 100%. I think he was quite a good tennis player as well. But that AB de Villiers.
And what about the other way around? What tennis players do you think would make good cricket players?
Roger Federer. I
Okay.
just think Roger Federer would just be a classy batsman.
Can you imagine Kyrgios playing cricket?
If he gets out, he would just basically hit the umpire or something. Or he'll punch the
Zverev. Okay, before we finish up on this, Zverev has just broken.
Oh,
Zverev has just broken.
How did you miss that?
I didn't. It just happened now.
Oh, that's
mate. And as Free was just saying, Zverev does look tuned in, and clearly he is because he's just broken, and now he's got a chance to go 3-love up. In this set, he's serving now to go 3-love up, so he's going to be hoping to not get broken here. But Fitzy, yeah, that's a really good question actually. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I think someone like Owen Morgan would make quite a good tennis player. I think.
Look, because any of them could be good tennis players. They're fit and they can get to the ball.
No, but we're talking about like at elite level. I've seen, for example, who was it? Ollie Pope and like Broad and Best. They were playing tennis in Sri Lanka, and like Sam Curran, they weren't that good. Venu, like Joe Root was playing, they weren't that good. They were pretty like poor.
Why is Owen Morgan's good?
So I just think so. Obviously, it's just a fantasy thing, right? But I've seen like Root and stuff play. That's why. So I know what they're like. But as in someone who I guess it's also a question of these guys haven't actually trained to play tennis. But fitness wise, I think, yeah, as you said, I don't think either like cricket players and tennis players, if you switch it over, the fitness wise, the fitness will be there. But in terms of who I think would be good, Chris Gale, no, he wouldn't be good at tennis. He'd bludgeon it. Let me do tennis player to cricket player first, actually. Someone who's got like a huge serve, I think would be a good like cricketer, like batting wise. Or bowling because they've got a quick arm. I think that would be quite good. So someone like a Zverev, he would be a good bowler. He's like 6'6". Imagine him running in at you like bowling bouncers. I think he'd be quite good. Or someone like imagine Karlovic. Imagine Karlovic like trundling in.
I just could be any player could be good at it. I'm just
No, any player could be. It's a fun question. Like you just need to think about and make up like an answer.
I've already given you my answer.
Yeah, I'm thinking of my one.
All right.
Yeah. See, Fitzy says, I think Zverev would be a good fast bowler. Yeah, I think he would. Maybe Schwartzman could be like Tendulkar because he's so small and diminutive. He could be a good bat. That would be quite funny, I think. Yeah, Zverev, I think, would be. I'm trying to think. Someone like the top three. You've got Federer. I think Federer would be a good batsman. Classic batsman, wouldn't he, Venu? Like, if you just see how majestic he is, he'd probably be like the archetypal, like, classic player. The Nadal would probably be like very wristy because he's got big topspin. So he'd probably be a very wristy batsman, lefty. Djokovic, I feel like Djokovic would be a very good fielder. But I don't know if he'd be a good bowler or batsman. But he'd be a really good fielder because he's so flipping agile. Unbelievable. For instance, I think Zverev, he's quick and agile, yeah. Sheena Freedy for tennis. I think he'd have an insane serve. Oh, what do you think, buddy? Yeah? Can you see it?
Yeah.
No, but can you see it? Can you see Shaheen Afridi with a tennis racket?
Sir, being a good tennis player and vice versa.
Kyrgios, a chirpy wicketkeeper. It's just a fun fantasy, Venu. Fitzy says a Kyrgios, a chirpy wicketkeeper.
Sorry. I'm being honest, it's not.
Huh? I think Kyrgios, a chirpy wicketkeeper. I think he'd be very chirpy. He's probably too big to be a wicketkeeper, though. You don't see many 6 foot wicketkeepers around, do you, Venu, actually?
Ben Stokes is over 6 foot.
Is he? How?
Yeah.
Okay. How tall is Kyrgios? He must be like 6'3", 6'4". He's flipping huge, isn't he? Magical gamer. Not into tennis, so I'll be confused here a bit. Well, you're lucky because Magical gamer, you're lucky because Fitzy's just asked a question which bridges the gap between cricket and tennis, and he asked, "Are there any cricket players that you think would make good tennis players, or any tennis players that you think would make good cricket players?" So as a fun fantasy question, so put in your answers. Venu's not. I feel like Venu's not a fan of this question.
I'm not.
He wants real substance to like proof and stats analysis behind it. For instance, Schwartzman as a spinner, that'd be quite funny actually. Argentine, little diminutive spinner, like a Zampa. Dream Cricket 11 made up of tennis players. Ooh.
That's
what I'm gonna do. I think so. I think opening the batting
players and make it and think, oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point. It's just a fun question. Federer at number 3, because I just think he'd be majestic. I think he'd be good. Nadal at like number 5, maybe. Let's do it 1 to 11 actually. So here's my opening pair. There needs to be people who are going to block it out. This is Test cricket, right? Let's do Test cricket.
Are you just doing male tennis players, son? Because I think you should include female tennis players as well. Like Serena, she could be a Chris Gale. Serena will be open batting. She'll smash it out the park.
Mate, in the women's game, probably in the men's game even, she'd literally bludgeon it everywhere. Like, but at the top, you want power, right? So we'll stick to the men's game, and then we can do the women's after.
It should be a mix of men and women, to be honest.
But in cricket, you don't have a mixed team, Venu. You want to keep it realistic.
I want that. Yeah, but it's not a realistic question. What are you on about, mate?
Well, I'm going to answer it in a normal manner.
It's not a normal question. I don't see how you can answer it in a normal manner.
So, I think Zverev is my number 11, coming and bowling. Kyrgios will be my number 10. I can do bowlers first. Kyrgios, I think, would be a good bowler. Anyone with a quick service action, I think, because they've got a quick arm. So naturally, you'd be quite fast. Huh?
But all the tennis players have a quick arm.
No, not all of them do, because not all of them serve big. Like Schwartzman, he'd be a terrible fast bowler because he's small and he serves at like 120, 110 miles an hour.
Medium pacer, like Chimendavas. Right.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Ash says here, Gael Monfils in the field. Yeah, he'd be sick. He'd actually be sick. Anyone who's agile, like Djokovic, would be so good in the field. Like, unbelievable.
But I'm not sure how they'll catch.
No, not all of them would be, because not everyone moves so well. But Gael Monfils would be sick. Like, he'd be so good.
Fizan, tennis players will move a lot better.
Than cricket players, do you think?
What's Djokovic doing? What's he doing?
What? What the hell's this? Huh?
What is he doing? He's just having his
What the hell?
That's so strange.
That was bizarre.
That's bizarre. He's playing mind games. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
apparently, well, is he injured or is he not injured? That's the question.
If you did that to me, I'd be like, what are you doing, Fizan?
Yeah, I know. I knew you would. Exactly. What are you doing? Okay, let's see. Here you go. A tennis-related question, Venu. That's more realistic, just for you, so you can answer it. What do you think about Osaka versus Serena Williams in a semi-final? That's the first semi-final has been decided.
I prefer it to be a final, to be honest. But it's a semi.
Sorry?
I prefer it to be a final of this. Osaka would be a great final. But didn't Osaka get Williams in the US Open?
Yeah.
Did she?
She's definitely beaten her in a final, but Serena's also beaten her in a final as well.
She had I think she had a bit of a fight.
She had that outburst.
Outburst.
Yeah. And Osaka won. Osaka won. No, she did. Osaka won. It was in the US Open. It was a maiden Grand Slam victory. And the crowd booed her, which is outrageous. They booed Osaka.
Outrageous.
That is outrageous. But yeah, so who do you think is going to win it, Venu?
I want Osaka.
Yeah, I think Osaka's going to win as well. She was my pick to win the tournament. So Serena looks very good though, so and you can never write her off, to be honest.
Serena's 39.
I know. Incredible, right? She hasn't won a Grand Slam since 2017, though, I don't think.
She hasn't?
No. She's made 3 finals, I think it is. Ash says what happened. So Djokovic basically at 3-1 on Zverev's serve, he just started. Yeah, go on, Venu.
In the Rogers Cup, was that US Open? What's Rogers Cup? Serena.
No, Rogers Cup.
So they played how many times? They've played 4 times, and it's 2-2 head to head.
To who?
2-2.
2-2. Okay.
So 2. So it's they played 4 times. So they're level head to head. But the most recent championship, Serena Williams won 6-2, 2-6, 10-7. So I'm suspecting it's going to go to 3 sets.
Third set. Yeah.
But Osaka won the US Open in 2018. That's when she won it. She won that 6-2, 6-4.
Yeah, she actually cleaned up in that final. Ash says what happened. So at 3-1, Djokovic he just thought he'd have like a little lie down and just sat down with his knees up at the back of the court while Zverev was picking up balls to serve, and it was like he's having a breather, which was weird because obviously it's not a change of ends. So a bit cheeky from Djokovic, but I think the commentator said, "Oh, I'm just waiting for him to go and get some tiddlywinks."
If you said that was Kyrgios, we'd be like praising him. Saying,
no, I wouldn't.
You would be, mate.
No, I wouldn't, because I've seen Kyrgios do stuff and I don't like. I like him as a character, but there's stuff that he does that I don't like as well, which is why he's divisive. If it was Nadal doing it, I'd be like, "What's going on?"
No, fair enough.
Like, why is he? Because it's just strange. I don't think it's not a terrible thing Djokovic is doing. It's just strange.
What's the other semi in the women's side as well?
On the women's side, it hasn't. Let me have a look actually for you. It says Halep. No, not Halep. I'll have a look 1 second. Osaka's angles are insane. Big fan of her game. Yeah, Osaka's angles are insane. I'm a big fan as well. I think she's really good, and she's got power, but she's not just raw power. I don't think. She seems to have added to her game kind of every year or every tournament. So I'm very impressed by her. So Venu,
battle of the angles. So it's going to be the battle of the angles versus brute power.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that'll be a good matchup.
Okay, so Venu, tomorrow So the semis aren't decided yet for the second semi-final is not decided yet for the women's because there's 2 quarterfinals yet to play.
What
So
are they?
Ash Barty, who's the number one, and Australian player who's won Grand Slams. Ash Barty's playing Machova, so she's probably going to come through that, I'd assume. And then you got Jennifer Brady, who's a 22 seed from America, playing Pagula, who's American as well. So that's an all-American affair. Pagula's actually beaten Azarenka. She's beaten Svitolina, who's a number 5 seed. So she's on a very good run. So that's interesting. So I'm assuming it's going to be like a Barty, maybe Brady semi-final. And then obviously I'm going to go with like a Barty, Osaka final, and Osaka to win. That's all I'd say.
Yeah, I want Osaka to win.
Yeah, I want Osaka to win. I think she's really good for the game. Also, Djokovic just had a break point up on Zverev serve.
I'm telling you, he's playing mind games as Zverev, 100%.
Yeah, but Zverev has luckily just what a forehand to just bash away the break point.
That's a good forehand. That's a forehand I'll be proud of.
Yeah, clip the line as well. Fantastic stuff. Yeah, we're going to finish up here in a little bit, probably after this game. Oh, Djokovic! Oh my god! Oh my god! Did you see that?
Why are you angry for Djokovic? What's wrong with you?
Oh my god! Hey, look at this.
What? Turn him off.
He has to get a point deducted for that. Yeah, he's got like 5 different rackets. It doesn't matter if he's broken it, but surely he gets a point deduction for that. What the hell?
I think it was bad for the game. Like, you shouldn't. Like, kids be watching this and seeing this and thinking, I could do this.
So if anyone who's not watching, Djokovic just picked up his racket after losing a point, just absolutely destroyed it, like hit it onto the floor, smashed it into the floor about 4 or 5 times.
He's not in his game now. Watch.
But you know what, Venu? This is about, you talk about Kyrgios. Kyrgios got a point deducted for doing that. So did Pliskova as well from the women. Exactly. So why has he not got deducted a point? Because he's president of the ATP players. Like, it's rubbish. No, Zverev though, he seals out the game with an ace. Unbelievable. Have you just seen that ace, Venu?
Yeah, I just saw it. You're just like 2 seconds ahead of me. Okay,
I'll go back 2 seconds. Okay, what I'm going to do is we're going to do one more game, and then I'm going to go off. So fire away with the questions whilst you can.
It's not good for the game. Seeing that.
Well, smashing rackets is not good for the game. No, 100%. No. Like, it's not.
It's like you could have given that racket to charity or something,
To charity, yeah. Oh, it's because he had a warning already. Yeah, that might be why then. So Djokovic had Kyrgios had a warning from before. But I think if you like throw your racket or chuck it down once, then that should be a warning. But if you smash it like that, that's surely going to be a point. Like, look at it, the racket. It's like there's stuff everywhere. Look on the floor. He's destroyed the surface.
That's
as
not
well.
Safe. It's not safe to play on. I'll be very unhappy with Zverev. I'll be complaining to them. But to be honest, I wouldn't do that because then.
Yeah, that's a shocker, man. Yeah, Kyrgios. Yeah. I know what you mean. He had a warning. But I just think like there's 2 levels of breaking a racket. One is like you smash it out of a few times and or once, and you just sometimes they just chuck it down once and it's fine. But when you go and smash it down 4 or 5 times, then I think that should be a point deduction. Fitz, this is interesting. Out of interest, do you guys think it's bad for the game? I don't mind seeing some emotion out of the pros sometimes. Often lots of them come across as robotic. So I personally, just to take my example, I don't mind them throwing their racket once. And then you do know what I mean? But it's controlled. They're sweeping up the remnants of the racket.
That is poor girl. Poor ball girl. That's not part of his job. Yeah, Djokovic should do it.
It's literally but he's let
that is
Djokovic.
Unacceptable. You can't get the ball girl to do that.
She's basically
that's not part of your job. That's not.
It's basically like a slave, like a maid, right?
Djokovic, I'm sorry. if I was the umpire, I'm saying Djokovic, you got to do that.
Yeah, but that's because you're a teacher. But
No,
they're
honestly,
getting
that's
paid so
wrong.
much. That is
Djokovic
wrong.
should do that. Djokovic should suit that up.
That's peak, you know that. Poor ball girl, like she's got a mask, and Djokovic is like, oh, waiting, like, nah, mate, shut up. This is why people don't like him.
Yeah, mate. If I was Djokovic's PR man, I'll be like, what are you doing? You've just such bad PR.
Yeah, but he doesn't care though, Venu, because he's all about winning. He doesn't really care how he's perceived. I don't think.
The umpire needs to stand up and say, "You've got to suit that up."
Yeah, but as for I like seeing emotions, which is why I like Kyrgios and Murray. I like as well. I don't mind the odd outburst, but I think like something like this where he smashed the racket 5 times is like excessive. Throwing a racket once is fine, like down. I don't mind that. You see tennis players do that, and that's not an issue. But like that's just too much.
Yeah.
What
okay,
you like seeing emotion as well, Venu, don't you?
Oh, 100%. It's fun. Like with cricketers, I like when they celebrate a wicket and get like Virat Kohli. He, as much as it comes across as a bit of a, can't really say it on the stream, but
beep.
he's a bit of a.
I feel like Djokovic is like that as well a little bit.
Yeah, Djokovic is like the tennis version of Virat Kohli.
He is, yeah.
Bit of a, but he's very good at what he does. So it's just like,
yeah,
it's good. Like when Virat Kohli shows his emotion, that's good theatre. It's good for the game. But I just think if you smash a racket like that, okay, smash your racket, but at least don't get the ball girl to sort your mess. You've got to. Yeah. Honestly, I'm actually fuming.
Venu is fuming officially. Asher Djokovic would probably search the broom like when he's sweeping it up. You know what? This reminds me of something that my wife showed me, which is Venu, have you seen the Pooja What's His Behavior video?
No, I haven't. Send it to me.
I'll send it to you. I'll get my wife to send it to you. Send it to me and I'll send it to you. It's basically it's like a TikTok or meme. It's not a TikTok actually. It's just a video. It's a clip from Indian Big Brother, and part of it is a woman smashing the broom. And it reminded me of this when Asher said Djokovic would probably smash the broom. It's cracking me up so much. Fitzy's trolling you, Benny. He's actually trolling you. He's like, so do you think?
I
don't know.
Do I know you, Fitzy? 4578. I think I do.
Oh, do you? Is it so do you think Djokovic would be a good batsman then, Venu? So, Venu, what do you think?
I think any tennis player would be a good batsman. Why not? They're fit. They've got good hand-to-hand coordination. Mate, if Djokovic can return balls coming at 100 miles an hour at him, I'm sure he can put away.
No, but it's different though, because
of course it's a different sport. I just don't see why we're answering this. It's just stupid.
Oh yeah, like yeah, he goes, yeah, Finn, Tanny's pal. Yeah.
Oh right, you're right, Finn.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, Finn from Trinity.
Yeah. Wait, how did Finn get this link?
Your brother probably sent it to him.
Oh.
He's probably subscribed to the channel. Finn, if you haven't, please make sure you subscribe. Ash,
also,
make sure you subscribe.
You've been proud of me, mate. I've been cycling lots. I did a couple of laps around Richmond Park today, so you'd be proud of me. The hill at the end is a killer, but I did it. So yeah, Finn's into his cycling, so I thought I'd mention it.
Venu loves cycling. I've seen you very often look admiringly at other people's bikes. Let's say.
Oh yeah, we'd be walking along and we'd be like, Fazan, look at that bike. And you'd be like.
You know that meme where the person's walking with his like girlfriend and then he turns around and he's checking out like another girl. That's like you, but except with bikes. Like you're probably on your bike. Huh?
It's bad in Richmond Park because these bikes they're going the other way as well, and you're looking and you're still cycling, and it's just like it's dangerous. But yeah, it's funny. I do like my bikes, but I can't afford those 2,000.
Fitzy says, enjoying the stream, boys. Thank you. very much. Yeah, make sure. I'm sure you have subscribed because I think I've seen you on other streams. So, but yeah, if you have, thank you. If not, please do. And thanks very much, guys. Everyone watching, please make sure you like this video. And thank you very much for the comments as well. What tennis players do you think would make good cyclists? Venu, go on.
Someone tall and lanky, a bit like Chris Froome. I would say
Venu, but I thought it's a silly question to ask because it's not realistic.
Yeah, I reckon Nick Kyrgios, and he's got a bit of attitude as well. I think Nick Kyrgios.
I think Djokovic would make a fantastic cyclist because his stamina is so good. He just cycle forever. Him and Nadal would cycle forever. Like it'd just be like they just never stop.
That's true. Like they're 5-set epics. Ridiculous.
Oh, so Djokovic has just broken back, unfortunately, for people who are Zverev fans anyway. And now it's back on serve. So Djokovic is putting that broken racket behind him. It's back on serve. Zverev now, I mean, he's going to want to break back, right? So, yeah. Venu, I'm going to go and get some lunch. And I may come on a bit later with you if you want. I'll do some work. And then if it's still going on, I'll probably...
Message me. I'll come. I'm not too comfortable doing it by myself.
Yeah? You don't want to do it for... You can do, if you want, you can stay on for 5 minutes, see how it is, and then leave. No, but it's not bad. Okay, thanks very much, guys, though, for tuning in. I would love to do the whole match. I need to work. So I will, I'll have some lunch, maybe work a little bit. Well, I will work a little bit, and I'll see how the land lies, and if I've got time, and the match is still on, then we can tune in for maybe the end or last set or something if it goes to 5.
And in that time, I'll write down a list of my 11 tennis players to be cricketers.
Venu's been converted, so well done, everyone. He's now become a more fun version of Venu for the next stream. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you on the next stream, and tune in. I'll be doing a review as well for the day's play, like I have been doing every day. I think tomorrow though we'll probably be covering Tsitsipas Nadal if we have time.
Yeah,
that would be good to do. So let's plan to do that as well. So if I don't see you guys today, see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, guys, and speak to you soon.